This is my messy desk, and I know it's long due for a re-makeover. And this is my Asus Zenbook Duo that I have been using for the last 3 years and it's still going strong. Hi everyone, welcome to another Sky Perspective video. For the last 3 years, almost every day I would be using it on my desk stand. I have my USB-C and HDMI cables running from my external monitors to plug in here. After I'm done with my work, I would disconnect it and bring it out with me. By the way, this is a quick tip. Press Windows key and P and select PC screen only to bring all the current open windows back to the primary screen before we physically unplug the monitor. This way, Windows won't freak out, wondering what happened to the external monitor connections. Yes, I've been plugging and unplugging every day for my Asus Zenbook Duo for the last 3 years, and the HDMI and USB-C ports are still working very well. I haven't even used the second USB-C port. As with carrying the laptop, I simply stuffed it into the inner pocket of my Crumpler Mantra backpack to bring it out. I didn't even use the supplied Asus leather laptop case to protect it. It's a bit tight going into my Crumpler backpack, even though I've been doing this for the last few years. So this gives me a good excuse to buy a new backpack, right? I bought the Bellroy Transit Work Backpack when I was on holiday last couple of weeks. It's expensive, but I think it's worth every penny. See this laptop compartment? There is a hidden compartment for us to store a small pouch or a tech pouch. And the best pocket I like is this small pocket on the top of the backpack. It's so convenient for me to throw in my mouse or my office proxy card and all those other quick access items. Sorry, I digress. I'm supposed to talk about the Asus Zenbook Duo. Just like all our mobile phones, my Zenbook Duo has become the center of my digital life that I can't live without. Every time I open my beautiful laptop, the second screen is elevated for me. Using the keyboard trackpad and the touch screen on the second screen are my usual way of interacting with my laptop. When it comes to laptop hinges, this Zenbook Duo is one of the laptops that has a sophisticated hinge. It has lots of mechanical movements, and initially I thought this is not going to last long, but I'm very happy to say it has lasted 3 years without any issue whatsoever. Maybe because I'm careful with the laptop and I have never dropped or bumped my Zenbook Duo. So in terms of the hinges, most of the grease is now gone. Yes, there used to be grease on the hinges as I have shown in my previous video. Gosh, this is really dusty after 3 years of use. My apologies for the macro shots making all this so obvious. Let me give it a good clean and I'll be right back. Now that's better. I'm glad I can still make this 3 years laptop looks like brand new after a good clean. Let's move on. Actually, I'll just let this clip run to let you see how nice it is looking now after a good clean. Okay, seriously, let's move on. Both screens and their touch function are still working well, and I'm using both the Windows 11 and Asus Windows tiling feature all the time. See how easy I can switch between using my touch screen and touchpad to control things. There are 2 Asus apps that I'm using all the time on my Zenbook Duo laptop. Over the last 3 years, Asus kept updating their Screen Expert app. The more useful shortcuts are now front and center, muting the microphone, turning off the camera and keyboards, and so on. I use this brightness adjustment most of the time because the second screen doesn't have auto ambient lighting detection. The My Asus app has also been updated by Asus many times. Even though my laptop is 3 years old, it's good to know that they are still updating it. The new interface of the app is a lot more intuitive and prettier. On the home screen, we are presented straight away the current CPU load, memory usage, batteries, and so on. So on the second menu is for us to change our device settings, like battery health charging, performance versus quiet mode settings, and this AI noise cancelling microphone settings. In the system diagnosis menu, we can run tests and reports to give us recommendations on what actions we should take. Lastly, we can check for system updates. Oh, I have a BIOS update. I should probably update that soon. Now, in terms of battery life after 3 years, I should have probably set it to the recommended balanced mode instead of using the full capacity mode. Balanced mode only charged the battery up to 80% to prolong the battery life. The daily screen on time I get from my battery now has dropped to only about 5 to 6 hours after 3 years. I used to be able to get at least 7 to 8 hours of screen on time. And in terms of physical wear and tear, the edges are beginning to show signs of abrasion. I'm not sure if you can see them on the video. These ones at the bottom are because of my laptop stand. They are purely cosmetic issues, so they are not affecting me using my Zenbook Duo in any way. I wonder how long will my Asus Zenbook Duo last? But if it ain't broken, and if it can support all my use cases including video editing, I'm going to use it as long as I can. I don't think I can find a dual screen laptop as good as my Asus Zenbook Duo anymore. I find even the latest Zenbook Duo with the detachable Bluetooth keyboard is still not as good as my older Asus Zenbook Duo version. For mine, all I need to do is one flip to open the laptop, and the second screen is ready. I don't need to flip up the kickstand, have a table to put the keyboard, detach the keyboard, and so on. The best part I like about my Zenbook Duo is the trackpad on the bottom right. It's so convenient, positioned exactly where my right hand is. Whenever I don't have my mouse with me, sitting on a sofa and so on, that's not a problem. I can still use this trackpad to do almost everything I do with a mouse. I might be the only one on YouTube doing an after 3 years review of a laptop. Subscribe to my channel to learn more about the tech gear I use for myself, my everyday carrying bags, and stories of my first full electric car, switching over from a petrol car. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next video.